Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the musical artists whose major success or public profile came about as a result of covering other artists.
All along the watchtower.
Number 10. Alien Ant Farm, Smooth Criminal.
Annie, you okay? You okay? You okay, Annie?
The success of a recorded cover song as a single can often be a double-edged sword for artists such as Alien Ant Farm. On one hand, their cover of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal became a musical calling card for the group, yet it was this breakout achievement that also became an albatross around the band's neck. Alien Ant Farm always possessed a knowing sense of humor, evidenced by the fact that they titled their first two albums Greatest Hits and Anthology, respectively. Yet it was perhaps this irreverence that hampered fans from taking other Alien Ant Farm singles, such as Movies, seriously enough to solidify a commercial career. But hey, we'll always have that Smooth Criminal music video, right?
You okay? You okay, Annie? You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Number 9. Great White, Once Bitten, Twice Shy. The world of 1980s hair metal was full of artists that took creative liberties after the success of their initial, more aggressive outings. Artists like Cinderella shifted to a bluesy approach after their debut album, and LA's Great White followed a similar career path. The band's first two records for EMI and Capitol Records were heavy 80s hard rock.
Out of the night, I come to take your love. Out of the night.
While Once Bitten from 1987 was Great White's biggest studio success up until that point. However, a cover of Ian Hunter's Once Bitten, Twice Shy on Great White's fourth album would forever cement their creative legacy. The cover was a certified chart success for Great White, despite subjective critical claims that their hardest rocking years were in the rear view. Number 8. UB40, Red Red Wine. Fans can pretty much take their picks as to which of UB40's many recorded covers served as their best. What's obvious, however, is how this English reggae-infused pop group is largely known more for these covers than their own recorded hits. This isn't to say that UB40 didn't achieve recognition with songs like Food for Thought, but laypersons are probably more familiar with songs recorded by UB40 that they didn't write. Neil Diamond's Red Red Wine was a huge hit for UB40.
Red, red wine.
As was their take on Can't Help Falling in Love, which was popularized by Elvis Presley. Heck, the band even collaborated with the Pretenders' Chrissie Hynde on a cover of Sonny and Cher's I Got You, Babe.
I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Number 7. The Black Crowes, Hard to Handle.
Pretty little thing, let me light your camera, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes I am.
Atlanta, Georgia's The Black Crowes are not widely considered to be one-hit wonders of anything, with many fans having gravitated towards their soulful, bluesy roots rock sound. That said, those unfamiliar with their work are probably most aware of The Black Crowes' biggest commercial hit, a cover of Otis Redding's Hard to Handle.
Hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes I am.
This is probably due to how respectfully the Crowes recorded their cover, retaining all of the song's gritty swagger and style while adding their own harder-edged rock spin to the arrangements. The results may have brought the Black Crowes into the mainstream, but it was their work ethic that kept them popular with fans.
Hard to handle now. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Number 6. Quiet Riot, Come On Feel the Noise. The average pop fan could be forgiven for not knowing the history of Los Angeles' Quiet Riot dating back to the 1970s. The group's early work featured Randy Rhoads, prior to that guitarist's tenure with Ozzy Osbourne. However, it would take until 1983 for Quiet Riot to fully adopt the rumblings of heavy metal and turn it into major chart success. Metal Health made history as the first album of its kind to reach number 1 on the Billboard charts. It achieved this goal via the title track. But perhaps more tellingly, a cover of Quiet Riot's 70s contemporaries, Slade, Come On Feel the Noise, was a huge deal for the band, effectively making Quiet Riot's heavy metal glam sound fresh for the 1980s.
Come on, feel the noise. Just rock your boy.
Number 5. Joan Jet and the Blackhearts, I Love Rock and Roll. It was Britain's The Arrows that first recorded their glam rock hit, I Love Rock and Roll, during the 1970s. A young Joan Jet heard that sung during her tenure with the Runaways and used this as an inspiration for recording her own eventual hit cover of the tune. Jet's new group, the Blackhearts, recorded what's largely considered as the definitive version of I Love Rock and Roll, but Joan didn't stop there. She and the Blackhearts also are known for songs like Bad Reputation, as well as yet another cover, this time of Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells.
Crimson and Clover.
Yet it's I Love Rock and Roll that's most closely associated with the Joan Jett brand today.
I could tell it wouldn't be long, they was with me, yeah, me, singing.
Number 4. Manford Mann's Earth Band, Blinded by the Light.
Blinded by the light. Oh, cut loose like a noose, another runner in the night.
The career of Manford Mann honestly didn't need a hit cover of Bruce Springsteen's Blinded by the Light to achieve creative validation. The keyboardist's achievements speak for themselves, whether it was early hits like the theme tune 54321 to Britain's Ready, Steady, Go, or heady jazz rock trips recorded as Manford Mann's Chapter 3.
The trip is gonna be a short one.
That said, Mann just seemed to have a knack at picking great covers, whether it was Bob Dylan's Mighty Quinn in his early days or the aforementioned Springsteen tune with Manford Mann's Earth Band.
Blinded by the light. Wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night.
This version completely eschews Bruce's folky rock vibe with full-on synthesized prog. It screams 1970s in all the best ways and became a defining tune for the Earth Band. Number 3. Soft Cell, Tainted Love. It's remarkable how close the arrangements are between these two versions of Tainted Love, recorded 25 years apart. The 1964 Gloria Jones version of Tainted Love is a straightforward R&B jam with a righteous vocal, superb backup singer work, and a driving, repetitive backbeat.
Oh, tainted love. Tainted love.
Soft Cell kept most of this relatively intact in 1981 when they plugged in their synthesizers and drum machines to lay their own stamp on Tainted Love. The main difference is Soft Cell's emphasizing the punchiness of the rhythm, plus singer Mark Allman's vocal is a bit more dramatic and gothic, in the best possible way, of course.
Tainted love. Tainted love.
Number 2. The Animals, The House of the Rising Sun.
There is a house in New Orleans.
The House of the Rising Sun is a traditional Americana folk song with a history that dates back to the U.S.'s origins in England.
They call the rising sun
Perhaps it's fitting then that Britain's The Animals achieved such chart success with their cover version. The Animals and their creative leader Eric Burdon layered The House of the Rising Sun with proto-psychedelia that was steeped in the blues.
Not to do what I have done.
A 1940s recording of the song by blues legend Leadbelly is also a blues classic. But the Animals version became a bumper for the 60s British invasion. Burdon would eventually get heavier into a blues rock sound after this hit, but Alan Price's spooky organ sound made this take on The House of the Rising Sun an atmospheric anthem.
In God, I know I'm one.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Ataris, The Boys of Summer, gave Don Henley a pop-punk makeover. Los Lobos, La Bamba, a soundtrack cover that turned them into stars. Tesla, Signs, hard rock goes acoustic. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Jimi Hendrix Experience, All Along the Watchtower. There just seems to be something special about the songwriting prowess of Bob Dylan that makes his music so open to interpretation by other artists.
Businessmen, they drink my wine. Plowmen dig my earth.
The legacy of Jimi Hendrix has obviously lived on without piggybacking upon Dylan. Yet, we also cannot ignore the fact that the Experience's cover of All Along the Watchtower was huge for the group.
Nobody of it is worth. Hey.
Sure, Jimmy's Purple Haze and Fire are amazing, but this cover captures the mood and zeitgeist of the turbulent 1960s like no other. Let's forget for a minute how Hendrix's incendiary guitar playing influenced heavy metal, or how the Experience's albums possess tons of great deep cuts. All Along the Watchtower, frankly, just stands alone, exemplifying the cover song as transformative arts.
I was getting later. Hey.
Do you like any of these covers more than the original? Let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.